Hello, and what's up, y'all? Oh shit. All right, it's Kimberly with the Pop Culture Green Room, and okay, all right, I'm live and I fucked up already. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry, y'all. Let me get this dog out of here. Well, okay, I'm back, and this is how we're going to start this live, apparently. All discombobulated, but of course, that's in true Kimberly fashion. All right, of course. Hey y'all, let's start this all over again. It is your favorite co-host. It's Kimberly with the Pop Culture Green Room. And thank you for hopping on and joining in because um it's another episode of the podcast, but today it's a little bit different because I am recapping episode 1 of season 3 of the White Lotus. I'm here for it. I'm super excited. I'm super stoked. I waited for it to get here for a while now. So finally we're here. Let me try and catch some breath. And like I said, sorry about that. It's like I had everything organized, set up, ready to go. And my poor dog, she's got like kennel cough or something going on. And she was in here chilling with me. So she started coughing. So I had to like get her out of here. So get her some medication. But so here we are. All right. So of course, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And today we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna deep dive. And like I said, to the White Lotus. Yesterday it premiered because today is Monday, right? Yeah, today's Monday. I don't even know what day. No, today's not Monday. Today's Tuesday. Okay, so it premiered Sunday. That's right, y'all. I'm sorry. My days are just like all like mixed up. But anyway, so we are set up in Thailand. So this season, that is where this episode, well, this season of The White Lotus takes place in Thailand. So I'm very excited about that. So it's a different landscape. It's a whole different cast, except for we see a face that we recognize, and maybe some faces actually from previous seasons, or maybe one previous season. So I'm super excited about that. I'm always super excited. I'm always saying I'm super excited about everything. But anyway, all right. So okay, so we're set up here in Thailand, and as always, it's like it opens up with like that breathtaking that artwork, and of course, it looks like it's probably from some Thai artist. I was trying to do some research on it. I just didn't have any time. I promise I'll do a little bit more research on an artwork. I want to find out a little bit more about it. All I do know and remember is that each season, it's always the art always tells like some kind of story. There's like a depiction behind each crafted artwork. So I do want to find out a little bit more about that, and I'll do that for episode 2 follow up and get into it. So, um, but yeah, but so I'm just curious, if anybody has any idea of what that means, they can just go ahead and drop that in the comments, let me know. But of course, like I said, I'm doing this live. It's the first time I've done a full episode recap live. So, yes, like I said, it may be a little shaky. Just bear with me. We'll see how how this gets along. So, of course, here we go. We are in the opening scene, and it's a meditative escape into so it turns into chaos. So, the very beginning, of course, we get a zoomed in image of the tree branch and monkeys. We're going to see lots of monkeys everywhere. And they're the cutest little things. They're all over Thailand, apparently. That I really wasn't familiar with because I haven't been to Thailand. I've had some friends who've lived there, and I've got a friend that lives there now, currently. But I didn't know a whole lot about it. All I knew is that it seemed like it was a combination of like a swamp and a jungle. Swamps I'm familiar with, being in Louisiana. And from Louisiana, we've got bayous and swamps, and the palm trees were very beautiful, and that combined with the water, and it's very pretty. It's a very, very beautiful scene. So of course we got that opening scene, and so it's just the jungle like setting with palm trees, lily pads everywhere, and we meet Amitra. She is meditating with Zion, and so Zion, she asks if he's ever meditated before, and he says he hasn't. So it appears that he's not from there, but that he's there visiting. So he said he had just arrived from Hawaii. Um, he was there visiting. So we're gonna find out who Zion is related to um very soon within the episode. So that's gonna be very interesting. So and he's just reflecting on how it just reminds him of home, and he's telling Amira how much it reminds him of home. See, I'm wondering if her name, I gotta check it out, if it's Amira or Amitra. Or if it's let's see, Amrita. I don't know. Like closed caption had one spelling and online had a different. So I'll just go with Amira because it just sounds easier to pronounce for now. So if I'm wrong, I'll get that corrected later. And so Zion's just talking about how it reminds him of home. That's where he's from, and they're just like taking their deep breaths, and she's walking him slowly, and she's like, take that deep breath in, deep breath out. It goes the whole meditation vibe, and they're just like relaxing. And then all of a sudden, um, Zion gets distracted by sound. And at first he thinks it's a monkey dropping nuts from the tree, because that's what I was thinking it was at first. And it sounded. And then all of a sudden, it just became more rampant. And then when I heard that, I was like, oh, wait. I was like, that sounds like gunshots. And sure enough, that's what it was. And Zion made the comment that he's like, those are gunshots. And then he and Amir panic, and it's just everything just starts to echo. And of course, Zion, he's terrified. He starts looking for his mom. He's like, where's my mom? And he's searching. He starts wading through the water and just trying to do everything he can to scurry through the water. Like workers are running around, and he's trying to help Amira hide. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's chaos, and I mean, there's people that are shooting, and then he even runs into some other. I don't know if they're staff members. They don't look like they're staff members. They look like they're guests. At one point, and it looks like they're like hiding by a statue, and then here comes this one part where there's a statue. It's not Buddha. It's I have to look it up, and my apologies. It's because I'm not familiar with some of these other religions, but it was a statue, and he had gone to the statue to go pray, and he was just basically saying, he's like, you know, don't don't let me die, and he stops by. Yep, and he prays for his mother's safety, and then as he's doing that, a lifeless body like floats past him, but you can't tell who it is. So we already know that someone is going to die and someone is dead. So it is reminiscent to me of um the other seasons of the White Lotus. We had season one where the opening scene, we knew someone had died because there was a casket being, or I guess it was like a casket or a wooden box with a body in it that was being loaded onto the plane. That was season one. And then season two, it was I want to say it was like another dead body that was floating in the water, I believe. Something I have to look at that again, but I digress. So That's where that scene begins. And then of course we got this song plays, and it's like this I think it's like called Welcome to Thailand. The song plays in, and then that's when the other guests start to arrive to the island. So it's very interesting. It's a boat, and it carries on a mix of characters that come to the White Lotus to stay. So and the first guest we've got that we'll meet, and it's gonna be a couple. It's a man. His name is Robert, and he shows up there, and he's there with this younger woman. She's from Australia, and her name is Chelsea. So she shows up there. They show up together, and they're just sitting on the boat, and they're just sitting there chilling and hanging out. His girlfriend, she doesn't. She seems a little aggravated, agitated with it. And then not only are they on a boat with each other, but of course they're on a boat with other people, and they're on a boat with this other family, the Ratliff family. And oh, we're gonna really get into the Ratliff family because yeah, without me spoiling it too much, but oh my god, it's yeah. Let's just say by the end of the episode, it just left me really unsettled, but I also couldn't wait to like for next Sunday to get here so we can watch the next one. So so we're greeted with the Ratliff family. And so the husband is Timothy, and his wife is um played the wife's name is Piper, and that is being played by Parker Posey. So um very excited as well for this. And then there's Saxton, who's the oldest son, and he's actually being played by Patrick Schwarzenegger. So that's I'm very curious to see this because I've never seen him act before. And so this is my first time like really seeing him in a role playing it. But to me it's so weird. I'm like, is he playing himself character? I'm not trying to say it's like this smart like asshole like God, but he just totally comes off that way, like this pompous asshole type of dude. But it's very interesting. So he's the oldest, and then he's got a younger sister. Um, let's see here, the younger sister, and I think well, let's see, the daughter's name is Piper. Is the sister? She's the middle child, and that's the reason why that whole family's on a trip actually because she's a student at Chapel Hill. She's a senior there, and she is has to write a paper, and she's writing it on Buddhism. And so the family, they've got a lot of money and they travel a lot, so they figured they just said like the dad said take a road trip. So Timothy said we'll take a road trip to Thailand, and they did. And then they've got the youngest son there, and let's see here, his name is interesting. Let's see here, let me see if I can pronounce it right. I went ahead and I like initialed it. So of course, yeah, I don't, y'all, like I said, this is my first go around with this first rodeo. So I am going to be looking at my notes on my phone here. So let's see here, because there's so many names. Oh, you know how it is when you're first watching a new series, like you're trying to like process everything, get all like the notes and the names and catching it. So because I've actually watched this episode twice, I can kind of get my notes in and start to kind of get these names. And then I did it with the closed caption. So let's see here. All right, so Saxton, his name is, let's see, where do we go? Where did we go? And it's like they call him something for short, and that's what I was remembering. And I've got it in here. I'm sorry, folks. It is coming. It is coming. Well, okay, well, I'm gonna skip past that right for the moment. So anyway, it's the youngest son, and he's on with them as well. And then there's a trio of girlfriends. And it's Leslie Bibb's character. She's of course stars on the show. She plays this character Kate, and she's on a trip with her best girlfriends. One of them, her name is Jacqueline. She's an actress, and the other one, her name is Lori. And ooh, this is where it's going to get really interesting because you're going to see that the characters, the dynamic between the characters, because I don't want to get spoil it too much ahead of time, but it's going to be very interesting. So but yeah, and then you've got that one single solo female traveler, and that is Belinda, who returns from season one of the White Lotus. If you all can remember, she was one of the staff members that Jennifer Coolidge's character had gotten attached to and like really liked, and said she wanted to hire her and like help her like give her money like to open up her own spa and everything. So this is her and she's making a return. So it's exciting. So she's got like offered this new job and that's how she ended up in Thailand to go work at the other White Lotus resort. So it's very interesting. And so Zion, the kid that we were talking about at the beginning, Zion is actually her son. So this is um very exciting. So all right. Like I said, y'all, I'm gonna get with these names. Just bear with me here a moment. So, oh, thank you. Danny's here. There we go. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, Danielle. Y'all go follow Danny Gossip Girl. She's got a great channel. So, go take a look at her work. Follow, like, subscribe, share. She's pretty awesome, like super, so especially if like you want like up to date, like raw, hard hitting pop culture moments and things that happen, like big events like in pop culture history, like the time whenever Britney kissed Madonna, or some blind items and different things on that nature. Check her out by all means. But yeah, okay, so let's get back to it. Okay, so everybody, they arrive over to the island, and then they've got the resort staff. They're all lined up, and they greet the each of the members that come in. So, and before that, we actually had a scene where we meet Mook. And Mook is actually, she is Lisa. She's from the group, the K-pop group Blackpink. So this is actually her first acting debut. So that's really exciting. Like I didn't even know I didn't realize that that was her in it. So very excited. But oh, you haven't seen it yet. Okay, yeah. Yep, haven't seen a new episode yet, but cannot wait. It's really, it's good. It's good. It definitely, like the other seasons, it gets your gears going, but I think it's gonna be a good season. But I'm just so curious as to, like, I wonder if it's going to top the last one or however it goes. So me too. You are so sweet. I don't think this one does the hearts thing. Oh, I'm not on. It's more in, I don't know. I have this one. I'm on StreamYard. I don't know if that's how that works, but oh my gosh. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, Dane, I'm gonna text you later because there's something I have to talk to you about later on. Um, about you know who, and you'll know who I'm talking about. Um, okay, so all right, so we've got that scene that we just had that popped up. So all right, so okay, like I said, we had Lisa from Blackpink, and her character Mook, she meets up with her boyfriend, and he she hops on the back of the scooter, and it looks like they work at the resort and stuff. He just looks like he's popping in a different department, and he's talks about the owner, which is very interesting. So the owner of the spa's there. She's a very beautiful woman. I'm assuming she's from Thailand, but she mentions that her husband, she's married to an American man, and he's got like a lot of money. Obviously they've got, both of them have a lot of money, and um Mook's boyfriend, he doesn't like the security, like her husband's the owner's husband's security that's around and kind of like lurking around. So he just kind of like just doesn't like, he just feels like they're just a bunch of like arrogant guys. And she's like, well, they're nice. And he's like, it's because you're a pretty girl, that's why they're nice to you. So that was an interesting little part. So I'm wondering what's gonna come out with that, because they were from a distance. They showed these guys, they were like, I guess like private protection for the security guys, but from a distance they were pretty hot. There's some good looking dudes. So um I'm sure they'll show them up close a little bit more, but yeah, so that's where we were at. So of course, like I said, the White Lotus team, they're all introduced, including the hotel manager. um, and they are missing. Let's see here. I've got his name. Like I said, y'all, I'm gonna come back and fix these names in here because some of them, my notes are a little scattered. But the hotel manager, he's there. Um, and of course, he seems like agitated and also welcoming of the guests and just trying to get everything to like pan out and be smooth and everything. So but yeah, it's very, very interesting. But yep, that's what it is. There's gonna be some hidden layers there. There are some hidden layers, and I did notice that. It seemed that so I'm curious as what's gonna be come up more with the character Mook and her boyfriend. So um And of course, we get to we're at the resort, and they're realizing that the family, especially the Ratliff family, that this is a strict regimen. That this is not some like ordinary resort, like where they're gonna go out and just like have a free for all, like eat burgers, get wasted all the time, and like get on their electronics, do TikToks, whatever it is. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So they get there, and when they get ready to check in, I believe her name is Victoria. She's um talking to the family and asking everyone to hand over the electronics, like their cell phones. And Saxon, of course, like I said, this is Patrick Schwarzenegger's character. He like he's pissed. He's throwing a fit. He's basically like, "Well, what am I gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm not on vac." He's like, "This isn't vacation for me." He's like, "I'm working. I love work, and this is what I'm all about." But he comes out with this really um not just arrogant, but just like really weird. Something just really weird about it. He just gives me this really, really like weird, creepy vibe off the beginning. So it's just that's very interesting. So they're just like all sitting there talking, and he's just irritated. He's like, "What am I supposed to do? Just sit around here and eat fruit all day?" And then he picks up the fruit, and the and I believe, like I said, I think her name is Victoria or Vanessa. She's like that works at the resort. She says, "Oh, you don't want to eat that because the seeds are poisonous." And he's like, "What?" And he gets all excited. He's like, "Can it kill you?" And she's like, "Well, it can cause death." And then just kind of got a little ominous. And then so they start talking about the room situation. And of course, it's the family. It's the husband, wife, the three kids, and she's telling them that there's the family suite. They've got it's like a room sharing style situation with it's going to be a room sharing situation because there's only three rooms. So they've got the master bedroom, and then they've got um yeah, however it was, yeah, they just had three rooms. And so Saxon was all of a sudden just like, "Okay, me and my brother are gonna go ahead and room in together." But then I noticed Piper, his sister, was like the sister was like, no, like him, her, she the youngest, she's like, "No, no, no, we'll room together." And then Saxon thought it was really weird, but the parents didn't really think anything of it. But they seem to be in their own world, like not really paying too much attention to what's going on with the kids. And that caught my eye. That stood out to me. That was really interesting because I was like, okay, that was weird. And I was like, okay, immediately I was like, all right, so I'm correct. Saxton is weird. There's really something weird and off about him. Um, the two younger kids are the most normal ones in the family that I'm picking up on, and that they're the closest. And I felt like there's a secret there that there was a secret, and that's what my instincts were telling me. So, and I'm gonna get into it because I ended up being right about my secret, and I was so excited because I was like so glued. I was like intently paying attention to this. I was like, I'm gonna recap the shit out of this. So, okay, so there we go. So we had that whole situation go on. So of course the family they get back to the suite, and there's just more just tension and things going around. And of course it was I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about the that family dynamic, which is like really weird. So um and now we get introduced to the ladies, the trio, the three women that have been friends for years. And so they get brought into the picture. So it's going to be Jacqueline, and it's gonna be Kate, who is played by Leslie Bibb, and then they've got, Lori, one of their other, girlfriends. It's gonna be 3 of them. So it's gonna be a very interesting dynamic because what ends up happening is that you'll see Jacqueline, who is the actress, the Hollywood star. They're all beautiful women. All of them are beautiful, but it seems that, not Katie, that Kate and Jacqueline are the most beautiful, the most accomplished, um, have the most going for them. And it seems like they rub it all into Lori's face, it seems, without intentionally, I guess you could say, air quotes, rubbing it in her face. It seems like they know what they're doing, and they're trying to act like they don't know what they're doing, and they're icing her out. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good at all. And it's because especially if you've been in a situation like that, it's not fun. So of course they all get together and they're just kind of talking about reminiscing about their glory days or what's going on, and but yeah, it was really fascinating. I was honestly, I was really glued onto the fashion. I was the fashions this season. Um, but I'm gonna back up a little bit because I just realized I had something up here. I'm gonna share my screen because I actually have the let's see here. It's the White Lotus. Um, the cast of characters, and I forgot that I had that here. And I wanted to kind of go over that. So let's backtrack a little bit, huh? If y'all don't mind. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I got this from Cosmopolitan, so I thought this was really great. Okay, here we go. Leslie Bibb. So she plays her character Kate. So Kate, she is one of the three friends going on a girls' trip at the White Lotus. Leslie Bibb plays Kate and is known for her role as Christine Everhart in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and roles and Jupiter's. Okay, we got all that. There we go. And here's the next one. And Carrie Coon, she plays Lori. And of course, like I said, she's one of three women that's on the girls' trip that's reuniting. And of course we got Michelle. Is it Monaghan? Monahan? I'm gonna say Monahan. She's one of the actress of the group. So we've got that, and we've got okay. Isaacs. See, his name kept slipping my mind. So, oh, he plays Timothy Ratliff, who's the father of the family, and the head of the household, and Parker Posey. She plays Victoria Ratliff. Okay, okay. I got the name. Okay, so she was okay. Victoria is Parker Posey's character. Got it. Okay, like I said, y'all, just give me some time. I'll get all these names and everything straightened up. It's a show. I have my notes here, but there's some of them like they're a little scrambled. I've got lots of pages of notes. So, and like I said, this is my first time actually. Usually, when I would do recaps of episodes, I would have someone recapping them with me. But you know what? I can hold it down by myself. So let's see here. So got Parker Posey, of course, plays a mom, and then Patrick Schwarzenegger. So like I said, I've never seen him act before. This is my first time seeing him. No, oh, I'm wrong. Oh, he was in the staircase. I completely forgot. And in Scream. Okay, alrighty. Okay, I knew he looked familiar to me. I just didn't place him right away. See, I'm also older. I'm not as young as I used to be. Obviously, I'm not as young as I was. So it's like with some of these younger generations of people, like their faces, it just takes a little bit longer for it to stick with me. Okay, here we go. And so we've got Sarah Catherine Hook, and she plays Piper Ratliff, the middle child. Sandoval, he plays Lachlan Ratliff. He's the youngest son of the Ratliff family. And I keep forgetting his name. And like I said, I've got my notes and I've got it. Okay, so here we go. All right. So Walton Goggins as Rick. I'm really excited to see him on here because I love him. He's actually one of my favorite actors, and I'm excited because one of my new friends, she acted with him in Righteous Gemstones, and I want to ask her more about that because I'm meeting up with her soon because she's going to be on my podcast. And then we've got Amy Lou Wood, Chelsea, and she's Rick's much younger girlfriend. I like her. She's from, I guess, like plays from a girl from Australia. So that's interesting. And there's Lisa Manoble, and she plays Mook. That is Lisa from Blackpink. This is her first from a K-pop I was talking about, and this is apparently her first acting debut. So yeah, she's doing well. She is Belinda. She's back, which of course I'm glad she's on season one. And she reprised her role, of course, as the spa manager. So there we go. So those are the major characters. Like I said, just want to hop back real quick and go through those really fast. So Okay, so I've got this the list of characters. All right. So okay, so like I said, we've got the three women and basically it was really sad because just watching it, it was constant. I mean, it was Katie and Jacqueline just gassing each other up and just completely leaving Lori out. And it was pretty much like, well, what do I have? Like what am I? Like, what kind of existence do I have? And it was just really interesting. But oh, what I'm curious about, oh, I forgot about that. They had this guy named, I think his name was Constantine or Christian. I don't know where I'm getting Constantine from, but he was a Russian dude. And apparently he's going to be there to like accompany the women and help them with like their wellness stuff. So I have a feeling that he's going to probably hook up with one of those women. I'm just wondering which one. Maybe it's going to be Lori. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, so but yeah, like I said, of course, the dynamics of the women, it's like they're all together, like having champagne and just trying to relax and all, but it's just, it's not good. It's, you can tell it's just not healthy and it's very uncomfortable. And like I said, I felt terrible, 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 absolutely terrible for Lori because she just, at one point, just started, just, she broke down and cried because it's like, and if you've been in that situation before, I know a lot of women have been. I haven't really seen men get in that, put in that situation. I'm sure maybe it does happen. I just haven't really seen it often, but just being a female, it's definitely been one where so that happened. And let's see. So then we got some more things that are going on. I noticed that Robert is just so uneasy. He can't get himself to settle down. Chelsea's trying to get him to relax. All she wants to do is just try to get them to enjoy themselves, enjoy their time. She's frustrated, and it seems like she's missing the mark. It seems like she's totally missing that something is clearly going on with him, and we don't know what it is. But we do eventually find out that because he keeps pulling up his cell phone, he's pulling up a picture of the resort owner and her husband, and he's pulling up pictures of them and staring. So it seems like he's there. He's got an agenda. He was so uneasy when he arrives on the island. He's sweaty. He's hot. He's like irritated. He seems like probably someone who's like an alcoholic going through like withdrawals. That's what he seemed like he was the way he was functioning and everything. So of course she's over him. Chelsea's over it, and she's like, "You're the one who picked this place and wanted to come here, and yet you're complaining about everything that's there." And like I said, it's like he's just completely got things going on. He's got a one-track mind, and I'm just wanting to know more details, but I'm sure, like I said, we'll find out more soon. And then there's and the family, they meet up for dinner. They all get together and they meet up for dinner. But actually before that, okay, I knew I forgot a little gap in there. Because there was a part where um the Saxon wanted his younger brother. He wanted his younger brother to go with him um to go by the pool and go like look for chicks and go look for girls. And then the younger brother wanted to go with Piper. He wanted to go with her to go up closer to the Buddhist temple. She wasn't quite ready to go into the temple area, but she just wanted to go take a look at it. So he just said, "How about I go with Piper first for a little bit, and then after that, I'll go with Saxon." So he went for a little bit. Piper was hesitant to go in. They just observed the people and just watching them kind of go in and out. And she just wasn't ready. She didn't quite feel the energy. And so she told that her brother that, he can get going and to go meet up with his brother whenever he was ready. Um, so that was interesting. So Saxon's swimming in a pool and he swims across the pool and he sees this beautiful girl stretched out in a swimsuit, and it is, of course, it's Chelsea. She's sitting there just getting some sun, getting some rays, and it's funny because he's hardcore trying to hit on her, and it's like she's not really like having like much of it or anything to do with it, and he's doesn't really know how to read the room, or maybe he does know how to read the room, but he just seems like one of those entitled pricks where he's just kind of like, no, notice me, beat on my chest. I'm a man. I beat on my chest. I holler. You hear me roar. And kind of seems like those vibes for me, but like a preppy kid with like money. That's what it came out off to me as. So, all right, let's see here. And sorry. And I keep writing. Okay, the brother. I'm gonna y'all. I promise. I'm gonna land his name because it's driving me. insane right now. Um, but yeah, so anyway, okay, so the brother shows up and he's at the pool, he's like trying to just figure out like what's going on. And then Saxon just says, "Oh, I'm just trying to, snag like this, you know, woman and stuff like that and everything." And he's just trying to, I guess, teach his brother how to run game. And then he's like, "Oh wait," he's like, all those older chicks came walking in from the boat. So of course he sees them coming in. He just tries to like wave them down to get their attention. And that was really funny too. He's like, "Hey, oh look, we're over here at Lachlan." Y'all, I'm gonna remember this kid's name because it's such an unusual name. Have y'all ever heard the name Lachlan before? The closest thing I ever heard to is the Sarah McLaughlin. McLaughlin? No, McLaughlin. Yeah, closest. Anyway, all right. So, but yeah, so it's like really weird. He's just trying to like hit on these women, and they come in, and it's funny because it seems like there's like Lachlan's got such a disconnect with his brother, but he's trying, and it's like this poor boy, like it's so sweet though. So um yeah, so then of course, let's see. And here are some here's where it gets pretty interesting at. So of course we get back to Zion's mom. Like she's goes out, like she's getting a tour of the resort and just kind of like getting to know like her new area, like her habitat, like where she's gonna be like living. And what was very interesting too is whenever she was on a tour, and it was who was giving her the tour, his name was like I think like Porn Kai or something like that. It was a weird name. Um I might even say it. I might be pronouncing it wrong, completely wrong, but I have it somewhere. But he was like just showing her, like giving her a tour and everything. It was funny, and then she sees like this big like monitor lizard on the ground, and she freaks out and she screams, and he's like, it's like, oh no. He's like, it's fine. He's like, it's Thai culture. He's like, it's the lizards are everywhere. They're friendly. He's like, spirits are everywhere. He's like, we see the statues with the spirits. We stop, or we it's like we give offerings daily with flowers. And he was just kind of teaching her some of the traditions. So that was very interesting. And then at one point, she stops off as she goes to have a meal by herself. And while she's having her meal, Belinda notices a black couple come in, and this beautiful couple, lovely couple. And she was impressed because she was like, "It's a black couple. They look like me." And they're not staff like her, like, they were there with money and spending, and she made eye contact with them and smiled and gave that nod, and it made her feel good, so I thought that was really cute. And she had on her way back from dinner, she called Zion, her son, and she was talking to him. He was talking about how he's wrapping up his finals and with the school. Oh, I completely forgot. When I talked about that first scene in the opening with her son Zion, after the whole shootout and we saw the body flip by, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, I completely forgot to mention that they basically say it goes back. I wanted to say it was like 1 week prior, like 1 week earlier. And just like season one and season two, they just kind of showed how they went from like how everything developed. Even like you watch like the Real Housewives, they'll have like you'll see like an explosion, maybe like the first episode of like season one, they're like 6 weeks prior. And it's like, butterflies, candy, rainbows, da da da. So anyway, it was something, not something like that, but okay. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. Let me get through, but yeah, I've got to tell you though, I'm very curious to see how this season's going to fall into place and how it's going to go. So okay, here we go. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting at. Um, Chelsea still can't figure out. She can't still can't figure out what's going on with Robert. Robert's still piddling around with his phone. And it's interesting because he runs into Timothy, runs into him a second time. He asks him how his night was, and Timothy was like an asshole to him, was like, basically like, fuck off. And then Timothy clearly has things going on because okay, like I said earlier, they had that staff member collect all their electronics, like their cell phones and their laptops, because they can't have them at that resort. Like they don't want them on it. They want them to focus on I guess their healing and whatever it is that they want to. They just don't want it to be a disturbance or disruptive. And they said if they did have to use their electronics, their cell phones, they want them to go, away from all the guests. I wanna say it was like a common area maybe to go answer the phone. So anyway, the dad's like he is frazzled, he can't sit still, and he goes to answer his phone. He acts like it's nothing, but then it turns out that it actually is something. And he's getting all these calls, and a lot of it, he gets a call from a journalist, and it's in regards to someone named um Kenneth Witt. And it seems like it was someone that he was worked with, and something with these, like it was like this Kinshell or Cantel or Chantel, some kind of government relationships that he had with Benai. And so Rob, like Thomas is like, I haven't seen this guy in 4 years. I don't know what's going on, but it's crazy because it's like this is like the second call that he's gotten in regards to this business partner. So it's very interesting. So I'm like, you can tell something bad's going to happen. So it's just like, I'm just it's like I want more. And this is where sometimes I wish they could drop, like, more than, like, 1 episode. I do wish for this one, I wish they would've dropped episode 1 and episode 2, because some shows, like, some series, they do that. I feel like it would've given me a little bit more to go with, but, anyway, like I said, it was a good episode. So, alright, so we had that scene that happened. He goes back to join his family at dinner, and they're just, like, really up but they're not upset. He's just really frazzled, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and Piper's like, "Well, if it wasn't important, you wouldn't have stepped away, and da da da," and he's just trying to play it cool, but like I said, he's going nuts, like, dude's got some shit going on, and we don't know what it is. And, alright. Okay, so then here is okay, so of course, we get back to, um, Katie and Jacqueline, of course, they're back at the hotel, and it's poor Lori again that's just left out, and she bawls and she cries, kind of like I actually jumped into that a little bit early, but that's okay though, but, it's just it's sad though, it's really sad. And, so then we start to kind of the scene starts to kind of, like, wrap up a bit, and, um, Piper's kind of chilling out for the night, she's, like, listening to, like, it sounds like an audiobook. Parker Posey's character, that's interesting, y'all, because it seems like she's, like, just doped up all the time, it seems like she's on drugs, so, it looks like she's got probably, like, a pill popping habit, I'm assuming. Probably that, maybe, like, mixed with alcohol. She did have some drinks at dinner, so it was very interesting, but, like, um, but yeah, she is like a pill popper, and it seems like they knew it. But yeah, but it was she was stumbling all throughout the walk. If you notice, it wasn't until the second time I watched the episode. When I watched the episode again for a second time, that's when I noticed that she couldn't stand up straight. That she was wobbling and like weaving in and out of the place. It was oh gosh, like that was insane. And then she told her husband at one point, she was like, "It's all right." At the end, she's like, "I just took a lorazepam. That was it." So, because she said she had bounced back, or she came back to life, or I think she said she came back to life. So, um, it was interesting, and y'all, oh my gosh, oh y'all, the and y'all, okay, this is where it gets so weird. It's so fucking creepy. Okay, and it just reminds me of, like okay, we've got this okay, already I'm from Louisiana, if a lot of y'all haven't discovered that yet, because 'cause I'm sure I've talked about it plenty of times. Because well, I'm starting to talk a little bit more about myself. I don't wanna put my personal life out there too much, but anyway. So, what I'm saying is that okay, so this family, they're from the South, obviously, the Ratliff family, they're from the South. I believe they're from North Carolina. I know they travel a lot, or at least, Saxton graduated from Duke. And, um, the mom I wanna say was a alma ma her alma mater, she was also a Chapel Hill graduate, and then Piper's about to be a Chapel Hill graduate. So, of course, they're from the South, they've got a lot of money, but it's just if you watch it and it gets creepy at the end, Saxton Saxton is just so gross. He starts talking about his sister, he's like, "If you haven't noticed, she's hot," because he manages to get his brother to stay in a room with him. And if y'all haven't figured it out yet, what I figured out very early on was that his brother was gay, that Piper and, Piper and he are the youngest one are they're very close, and she's the only one in the family that's aware of it. And that's where they bond because they've got like this tightness. They just seem to be like the most um like together, open-minded people in the family, I find, but and the closest. So anyway, so that's going on, and it was just so gross because he's talking about his sister being hot and just saying that she's not getting laid. And who does that? That's nasty. Who talks about? I know that there's jokes about people down south and some people that with incestuous relationships, whatever. But I kind of sense that maybe I wonder if Mark White was like playing into the all that. Oh my gosh, y'all, just I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about that right now. I'm like, it's the creator, is that his name? I think it's Mark White. I think it's the creator of White Lotus. Like I said, I'm gonna get my notes a bit together and be a little bit more organized for whatever we do every episode two. But anyway, it was just so creepy. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, this family has some like massive dynamics, and it was just like, oh my God. And like, he wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop going on and on. And then he's talking about masturbating in front of his brother. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that's so gross. Like, no, like, and then he's just saying, like, oh, you're in here, so I can't do that. I guess I'm gonna have to go beat off the bathroom. And like, really? Like, are you gonna really be that gross? Like, I don't know. It made me very uncomfortable. That was like, that was what? Is it secondhand embarrassment? Am I saying that the right way? It was embarrassing for me just to like observe that. And then that's where it just gets even more weird. And I'm just like, just stay the fuck away from that whole Ratliff family. They're just creepy. Except for right now, Piper just seems to be the only one I feel like I'd want to kind of cling to because then the youngest one, I don't know if it's just with his whole discovering of his whole sexuality or what, but he was just fixated and just watching his brother in the bathroom about to get ready to go and beat it off. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, that is gross. He was just sitting there just watching him naked go in the bathroom, staring at him, staring him down. So there was that. And I'm like, they are really pushing the envelope with this. And I am very curious just to see where this goes. But I have to say, Zion, look and see, because there's a few things I actually want to kind of go over. I'm going to hop on Google real quick because I was trying to find a full cast list and it was a hit or miss. I couldn't really find a full cast list for season 3, which is interesting. It was always partial list everywhere I looked. But anyway, Zion. I'm going to Google him really quick. Um, Character. I want to see his real name. Let's see here. Let's do this. To play Zion White. That's season 3. I'm asking because he is a very good-looking man, and I don't want to go too crazy because he looks young. So like, it was kind of weird. Okay, his name is Nicholas. Here we go. Okay, Nicholas Duvernay. Duvernay. Maybe that's how you say it. Nicholas Duvernay. So that's his name. Let's see if we can find a little bit more about him. I never heard of him before, but he is a very good-looking man. I'm trying to see how old he is. I get really weird about I'm just about age. Like I get really weird when I say something about somebody that's like 25, like a guy that's 25 and looks really good. Because I'm like, you're old enough to be their mom, almost. I feel okay. Anyway, so I'm back. Okay. Um. Okay, that's his name. But anyway, he's a really good looking guy. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what more of a role that he plays and some of these other characters. But oh, and here's the fun thing. So y'all, I don't know. Okay, the fashion. So the fashion, the clothes, and the style. I am obsessed. Like I can't stop. So here is what I did because I was wanting to know. Um, and especially this dress that Leslie Bibb was wearing. I loved it. I thought it was really pretty. There's a few of her dresses. Let me see. It's called Shop. Uh, shopbytv.com, I believe. Let's see. Is that it? Oh, nope, that's not it. Hold on. All right, bear with me, y'all. Just for a second here. You know, I've got it right here because I was just looking at it. Shopyourtv.com. Okay, here we go. Let me go there. I'm gonna because I want to share my screen because I added the link. Like I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that. But I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So I've heard of this site before, but it was my first time finding it and taking a look at it. But it's so fun because what I was able to do was I was able to um and of course now my internet is going a little slow. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, here we go. White Lotus. I wonder who came up with this site because I've heard of it, like I said, a while back. This is my first time like really exploring it, but you're able to find out like for instance, you see some clothes or some outfits, and you're like, yo, okay, that looks hot. I love it. I want that outfit. Where can I find it? Where can I find that dress? Kind of like I did with this dress that I like that Leslie Bibb had on. And that's what actually prompted me to come here. And I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. So I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay. Because it's fun. And like I said, if y'all look in the description of the podcast episode, I actually went and I put in here we go. Here we go. All right. And it is shop your. See, here we go. All right, let's close this ad up. But how awesome is this, y'all? So uh, these are some of the outfits from season 3, episode 1. So okay, look at this bag. So if you want to buy this bag and get the details on it, you can find out where to buy it from, like where to get it. And I love it. And I want to start incorporating this like with I'm gonna drop this link in there and just kind of like show and kind of give an ideas of like some of the things of the styles and the fashion that just popped up with me. Because that's one of the things I've always been someone that was big into fashion. That's something a lot of people don't know about me. I used to sew. I used to make my own clothes sometimes. And it was clothes I've never even wore. I used to just take some newspaper and just make my own patterns. When I did that, I used to do that when Project Runway was really big. I did that. I used to get inspired, just go to the store and just go buy like fabric and make my own clothes and designs and whatever. And maybe I just tried one like as a sample. Then that was about it. Yeah, like fashion and all that. And speaking of fashion, I've got one of my girlfriends is coming on soon. She and her husband, she is a couture designer. She does some awesome things, and she's showing at Paris Week this year. Paris Fashion Weekend. She showed at New York Fashion Week, so I'm excited for her. But anyway, so here we go. Here's an example of that bag. This is a low women's squeeze medium leather bag in olive. She's where to get it from. Neiman Marcus, $4,950. I thought that was really cool. And then what you can also do is you can also probably even take that same image. Like what is it you do? Like scan it, copy it, or whatever. And you can probably even find something similar that's just cheaper and more affordable. Like do that like on Amazon. Maybe if I get more time, I might hop on, or maybe for the second episode, I might be able to do that and kind of just do some similar looks and everything. And oh yay! And just like do some similar like fashionable looks because I might be able to find like a bag similar to that. That's not um almost $5,000 and something that, like I said, it's more affordable. But I just got carried. Like, oh my gosh, I was like, I'm obsessed with um the fashions and the styles. The one thing I wanted to say, it was a character, Chloe. She was interesting. That was a character I forgot to mention her. Her role. She showed up obviously on episode 1, and she went and she met Charlotte. Charlotte, of course, that was or not Charlotte, Chelsea. That's um, Robert's girlfriend from Australia. That's like she was like really upset and at the bar. They end up meeting at the bar, and then she told her that she lived out there, but didn't live at the hotel, but lived up the hill, but would always go down there for dinner. She was basically like, "Okay, welcome to the club. I'm here. I'm married to an old white man, or whatever, and stuff from the states, and and I don't know if she said to the States, but she's like, "That's where I'm at," and we got to fight, and I'm here. And she had on a really pretty dress, and it wasn't listed. I was so bummed out. So, but let me look. Let me keep looking and see. I didn't see it earlier though, but if you don't mind. But I love this dress here that Leslie Bibb was wearing, that yellow, and blue and white printed one. So, do any of y'all look at the fashions and like pay attention, like and see like where um like these outfits come from or like do y'all do that? That's something new I started doing like recently, like the past few weeks really, because I've just kind of been paying more attention to detail than I usually do to a lot of things. So okay. All right, well, yeah, they don't have it. I was wishing I had it, but anyways, it was a cute number. I loved it. The dress that she had on. So anyway, but I thought that was I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and start piecing that in and putting it in, but oh my goodness. But oh, thank you. Love that similar looks idea. Thank you. I was thinking it was like that would be a great idea because like I said, nobody's got. I mean, not nobody, but a lot of people they can't afford that kind of thing. So we can find different price points and something that's similar, and just kind of like add it on there, and of course, like add that link on and tag it. So, but yeah, I'm gonna even add the link to this because I thought that's pretty fascinating. I'm gonna even do it tonight. I'll see how much time I have. It may be easier for two next week. That's what I'll do. You know me, Danny. I've got a habit of I pile too much stuff on my plate all at once. I've got that real bad. I've got that real bad. But yeah. So oh my gosh. But like I said, it's here. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I don't know if y'all are. I hope that this is okay. Like I said, I'm gonna be more organized. I'll have better um I'm proud of myself because at least I had my notes, but and it's good for saying like I this is the first time I did a whole episode recap and I did it all by myself. So yeah, it's definitely different from doing other pop culture news stories. You can just kind of like throw those off or whatever and rattle that off. But let's see here. What else is going on? Some I've got that a little bit wrapped up. So I can probably get into a little bit of some pop culture stuff. So, does anyone know is Kanye and Bianca are they really getting a divorce? Does anyone know if that's really going on? Um, the latest of the Blake and Justin Baldoni saga. I didn't get to look into anything today about that. Um I'm so behind. I'm a little bit not that behind. I've actually been getting caught up. Like I've been telling everybody, like my friends and everyone, go listen to Zach Peter and Donna Bowling because that's where I'm getting all like if you want like boom, like accurate information of what's going on with the It Starts With Us drama and Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and Ryan Reynolds, definitely go that route, which is very interesting to me. Somebody was talking about it, was it? I think it was on Daily This with Donna today, how people were wondering if Ryan Reynolds' career was gonna be affected by this. I agree with that. I don't think his is gonna be affected really like at all. Because guys I've talked to, because I've actually, it's funny, I've had a lot of guys actually inbox me, or I said inbox me, or DM me asking me about the drama because they're embarrassed to, they don't want other guys to, I guess, know that they're like all into this, or they're not really all into it, they just want to know more about it, and they know that I talk about this stuff. So I told them, I said, I don't really, um, I'm not too caught up on it. I started to cover it just a little bit, but I just didn't have the bandwidth and the time. So I just told them where to go look at everything. So yeah, you see, that's what I was saying. Just like Danny just said, yeah, Zach and Donna, they are nailing it, and it's they're doing a great job with it. So that's how I tell everybody. And because I had like my old roommate Brittany, it was funny. She was kept telling me, she's like, no, go look at it's just Candace Owens. I was really trying to stay away from that because I don't really care for Candace Owens. I'm trying to separate the two, the two. She's very polarizing to me. I try to separate. I have a hard time doing that with her. But anyway, but I was trying to direct my old roommate. I was like, go listen to Zach and Donna. I was like, they're great. I'm like, go there, go there. But anyway, I mean, wherever you want to go listen to it, I would say go listen to it. But anyway, like I said, they're the most accurate I find, and they know the most, and they are on it. And it's so fun, and they're fun. And you just like and subscribe and follow their podcast anyway to begin with, because like I said, they're fun. And that's actually how I met Danny, huh? Yep, through there and that whole network. So, but yeah, so that I know that all that stuff's going on. I haven't, like I said, today I have no idea what's going on. As of today, I haven't looked at too much. You know what? I've got my cell phone here. Let me go ahead and pull up its and see what's going on. Y'all, to be completely honest with y'all, I just kind of like I kind of had a little bit of a shitty day. Let's see here. Whoa, okay, this is some news. ASAP Rocky was found not guilty, and that was at 3:55 Pacific time. Oh, that's how long I've not been online, so I missed that. Let's see here. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, so that's all I see so far. That's really kind of going on, and um, yeah. But wait, there was another plane crash. Y'all, like, what the hell? Oh my gosh. Okay, apparently there was another plane crash. I missed that. And see, I've been sick too for like days. Um, oh boy. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, on that note, y'all, I'm gonna get caught up on that. So thank y'all for joining me. Like I said, this is I'm gonna do this each week. Do our recaps. I just went ahead and I was just trying to see what was going on, just to kind of wrap it up. But I did get caught up on Real Housewives of Potomac. I saw the first episode of the reunion. I'm gonna try and dip into a little bit of that. I just had, like I said, I had so much going on. And today I had a pretty shitty day. I didn't really get into it, but yeah. But you know what though? It's gonna be better because it's all right and it always will be all right. So anyway, y'all have a great night. Thank y'all so much. Please like, follow, subscribe, give comments. And if anybody, hey, if y'all want to come on and be a guest, and if anybody's watching this too, and they want to come join me, feel free. Like, you're welcome. Because hey, look, people gave me a platform, gave me an opportunity to come put my voice out there, put myself out there. So I will give you that option too. So let's see what we can work out. But y'all have a good night. Love y'all. Bye bye.